The side effect of public goods is the free rider problem. A free rider enjoys the benefits of a good or service without pay for it, because no one can be excluded from the benefits of public goods. Everyone has an incentive to free ride. Public goods create a free rider problem. The absence of incentive for people to pay for what they consume. Now, let's look at the marginal social benefit and the marginal social cost of public goods. Assume firefighting airplanes are public goods. Lisa and Max, the only people in the society, value firefighting airplanes. Those figures graph their marginal benefits from the airplanes as MBL for Lisa and MBM for Max. The marginal benefits from public goods, like that from private goods, diminishes as the quantity of goods increases. The economist's marginal social benefits of public goods is the sum of marginal benefits of all individuals at each quantity of the goods provided. The economist's marginal social benefits curve for public goods is the vertical sum of all individual marginal benefits curves. This is different with how we get economist's MSP curve for private goods. For each, we sum the quantities demanded, for which we sum the quantity demanded by all the individuals and each price. We sum the individual marginal benefit curves horizontally. This figure illustrates the efficient quantity of public goods. With fewer than 3 airplanes, MSP exceeds MSC. Resources can be used more efficiently by increasing the quantity. With more than 3 airplanes, MSC exceeds MSB. Resources can be used more efficiently if fewer airplanes are provided. So, and at the quantity at which MSP equals MSC are resources used efficiently. However, private production would produce 0 airplanes. Could the private firm, Firestorm, deliver the efficient quantity of firefighting airplanes? Most likely it couldn't, because no one would have an incentive to buy his or her share of airplanes. Everyone would reason as follows. The number of airplanes provided by Firestorm is not affected by my decision to pay my share or not. But my own private consumption will be greater if I free rider and do not pay my share of the cost of the airplanes. If I don't pay, I enjoy the same level of fire production and I can buy more private goods. I will spend my money on private goods and free rider on fire protection. Such reason is the free rider problem. If everyone reasons the same way, Firestorm has no revenue and so provides no airplanes, because the efficient number of airplanes is 3. Private provision is inefficient, because the government can tax all consumers of public goods and force everyone to pay for its provision. Public provision overcomes the free rider problem. However, the outcome of the political process the outcome of the political process might be efficient or inefficient. The figure illustrates the efficient political outcome. Two parties hopes and fears agree on everything except the number of airplanes. If hopes propose 2 airplanes and fears propose 4, votes are equally unhappy and the election is too close to all. If hopes increase the number of airplanes to 3, it will win the election. If fears propose 4. If fears decrease the number of airplanes to 3, it will win the election if hopes propose 2. Both parties propose 3 airplanes and each party gets 40% of the votes. This leads to the principle of minimum differentiation. The attempt by politicians to appeal to a majority of votes leads them to some policy. An example of the principle of minimum differentiation. An example of principle of minimum differentiation. The principle of minimum differentiation is the tendency for competitors, including political parties, to make themselves similar so as to appeal to the maximum number of client voters. The same principle applies to competing firms such as McDonald's and Burger King. For the political process to deliver the efficient outcome, voters must be well informed, evaluate the alternatives, and vote in the election. Political parties must be well informed about voter preferences. However, as we show next, we can't expect to achieve this outcome. If competition between 2 political parties is to deliver the efficient quantity of public goods, bureaucrats must cooperate and help achieve this outcome. But bureaucrats might have a different idea and act frustrating rather than facilitating an efficient outcome. Their action might bring government failure. For objective of bureaucrats want to maximize their department budget. A bigger budget increases their status and power. Bureaucrats might try to persuade politicians to provide more than their efficient quantity. Rational ignorance is decision by a voter not to acquire information about policy of provision of public goods because the cost of doing so exceeds the expected benefit. For voters who produce a public goods, it is rational to be well informed. When the rationality of uninformed voters and special interest groups is taken into account, the political equilibrium results in overprovision of public goods. This is the end of session 2.